Live from Norman, Oklahoma, it's the weekly live podcast stream featuring Minecraft.
Hey everybody, it's Hunger again. Welcome to another weekly live podcast stream featuring Minecraft. Uh, I am working on the posting about the stream in Discord. So oh. Oh. That is a good question, Rude. Sorry, I'm looking through Discord now as I'm waiting for Minecraft to load. What the? God. Okay. Dang. Oh. On sale chocolate truffles. Nice. Nice. Very cool. Okay. Looks like Nick's already hanging out in chat. So Alright, there we go. Yeah, I should probably share the stream, huh? Hi everybody.
Hello.
Hello there.
I'm doing everything out of order today. Let me get this. Okay, I did get it shared in stream. Okay, or it's shared in Discord.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Sorry, I'm just checking over everything. All right. So yeah, welcome to the podcast, everybody. Let's see.
Podcast?
Yeah.
Podcast.
We're at Podcast Nation, everybody. I am the side host, Solus the Demon, and this is the legendary Nick beside me. And,
Hi, I'm the legendary Nick. I'm just a guy, to be honest. I don't know why I'm here.
Right.
Okay.
I have no idea what's going on.
And here we have Hunger Let's Play and Caps Lock Prime.
Yeah, we're just hanging out.
I am not playing Minecraft. I'm playing Pokemon Yellow on my Game Boy Advance.
That is a good choice, sir.
I'm trying to catch a Chansey.
Oh no, that is a terrible idea. What do they have?
Right as I start talking about a Chansey, I'm not gonna lie. I've seen probably 12.
Oh boy, you poor soul.
I know, right?
When I was playing Gen 1, right?
When they decide to put Cobblemons into the game.
Here's the thing. When I was playing Gen 1, the original Gen 1 games, the game that I had decided to complete my Pokedex on out of the Gen 1 games that I owned, had a I had a little issue there where there was a certain mon in the Safari Zone that I just could not get to come peacefully with me onto my team.
I'm gonna take a wild guess. It was Kangaskhan.
Nope.
Tauros.
It was Tauros, and I couldn't get that
I
thing for the life
fucking-
of me. And then they taunted me with it
I
with the
knew it.
anime by having Ash catch like 1,000,000 of them.
I freaking knew it was Tauros because I know how much you really like that mon.
That it's one of those things where I literally did not complete that Pokedex until Gen 2 came out, and I could move one backwards. Like I think I had somebody trade me one, and then I bred an extra copy and transferred it back.
It'd be like that though. You got to do what you got to do.
It was so bad. I'm just like, seriously. Yeah, it was pretty awful. Just saying.
Tauros from the Kanto Bulls.
Tauros from the Kanto region?
Right. See, here's the thing. Tauros is technically not from the Kanto region. It lives in the Safari Zone.
That is
It's also
true.
the name of a zodiac symbol.
Uh-huh. I mean, the zodiac is Taurus, not Tauros.
Tauros, yes,
Yeah.
but it sounds similar.
Yeah.
They're both bulls.
Yeah.
Yep,
Bullshit! Am I right?
true.
Or I think Tauros is actually like a decent mon in Gen 1 and no other gen.
Don't care don't care where he's from. I care what team he plays for.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, true. He plays for the other team. He's totally gay. I mean,
Tauros is totally gay, dude.
Gayros.
That's why it's a male-only species.
right? It's just a
You know
total
what?
sausage
True.
fest in here.
Miltank who? Miltank doesn't exist in Pokemon
Yeah.
Yellow for the Game Boy.
Right, freaking.
Oh, I just got a Scyther. Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
I didn't want Scyther. I wanted Chansey.
He's fine in Gen 2 as an Earthquake guy. Okay. Alright. Yeah.
My favorite Pokemon Scyther. What's yours? Thanks,
Oh my
Cap.
god, the canned laughter was perfect there. Holy shit.
Howdy.
Hey!
Hi.
Hello, Cap.
It is good to see you, or hear you. However you interpret our interactions. Oh my gosh.
Scyther. Yeah, that should be like a.
Could you imagine psychic type Scyther variant?
I was gonna say like that would be the name of like a Psyduck Scyther fusion.
Oh god. Jeez. You're not wrong. That's the
Right, where
scary
its
part.
name doesn't feel like it changed, but the name just changes with the PSY in third.
Yeah. Blessing for tomorrow. Oh no. Can I have inspiration? I need inspiration. You don't understand that
Build a
contest deadline
Chansey.
for this year is coming up at the end of the month, and I'm like less than a third of the way to the minimum on the requirements. So,
Right.
I don't know if I'm getting honestly. Oh shit.
Speaking of getting things done, I'm on. I'm doing all the sleep sprites for Clover in alphabetic order,
Yeah.
and I just finished Nut Jobber today.
Oh,
Nice.
that's kind
Can't
of
wait to
So
see it.
that should tell you where I'm at.
That's kind of nuts. All right.
That's kind of nuts.
I intentionally left off there.
That's kind of nuts, and it's nut jobber. I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Nut Jobber.
These nuts.
You are making much better progress on your task than I am making on mine. Let's put it that way.
I mean-
Oh, I plan to have the sleep sprites all finished before Christmas because I
Yeah.
want that to be like one of the Christmas announcements.
Yeah.
Chops is the one that made me.
Today they showed off the difficulty settings, which is funny because I've known about that for months now.
Yeah,
It's weird because it's like, because again, it's one of those things. It's like I've known about, and it's just I didn't know that it wasn't revealed yet.
Oh,
so everybody's like, "Yeah, there's going to be an easy mode for Clover." It's like, yeah, I kind of knew. We made a bitch mode for for all the people that complained about how hard the game was.
right.
Oh, stellar.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, I feel like that's the way to go with a video game. I feel like if you're going to do it like a JRPG, right, and you want to make like a hard as balls JRPG, that's fine, but you should also have a easier version of it for people who are not sweaty tryhards. So
well now they have the people who complained about that have nothing to complain about.
Yeah, like I said, it's
that's really what it is.
It's a good change,
that's really what we were doing. Was we were looking at all the complaints people had about base Clover, and we're trying to give them reasons that they can't complain about it.
Right. Well, because the thing is, like, some of the changes that were made from beta to base Clover, I feel like were directly targeting me. I felt called out. like when they made changes to the way Oko moves worked, I'm like, they literally just made Oko moves completely useless, and it was to nerf me. Like,
Hunger. They automatically they automatically have it where the text box goes from capital letters to lowercase to spite me.
That's just such a troll. But no, for context, I was one of two people that, like, the only two people I know of really that have ever completed a Nuzlocke of any version of Clover. I did it on the beta version before they made all the changes, and so did the other guy, Sharpino. Is his name. Shout out to him.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, I started doing a Pokemon Clover Nuzlocke, and then Sharpino started one after I did. But he was playing his more frequently, so he ended up overtaking me and finishing his just before I did. So I can't say I'm the first one to complete a Clover Nuzlocke. There were other people who tried before I did, but they all failed miserably.
Man.
So basically, he was.
Speaking of Sharpino, though, just real quickly, I reached out to him to actually be a part of the 10th anniversary video, and he got back. He finally got back to me like the day of.
Oh no!
And I'm like, "Well, dude, the video's already out, man. I'm sorry."
Yeah,
but I did want him. I did actually want him to be part of it, but oh well.
At least he got back to you and did just ghost you completely. But hey, busy man, I get it. But yeah, but basically, the what I'm referring to on the Oko moves thing and why it's directly targeting me is because I had done one other Nuzlocke on my channel previously. And I did this cheeky edit where I basically had lost the Nuzlocke, but I edited it out and then edited in a winning run. And then I basically like revealed the trick at the end of the video and said, "Oh, not really." I was like, "Yeah, not really. I ended up losing." Showed the loss, and I'm like, "You can pick whichever ending you want to cap off your Nuzlocke series. I don't care." So to make sure that there were no shenanigans on my Clover Nuzlocke, I did the last section of the Clover Nuzlocke live. And while I was live, I think it was the first live stream I'd done on my channel at the time. And while I was live doing that Nuzlocke, I hit 3 Oko moves in a row.
And
on the champion.
Yeah, I remember that.
3 fucking sheer goals in a row on the champion.
Wow,
that's why you ended up in the lore video.
Yeah, and the people, like, the thing is, there were a couple of reasons that worked. Number one, it was the sheer cold and was using the standard Oko move calculations from the base game, which makes it to where my being like 20 levels over actually made it more like a 50-50 for most of those hits. I think the lowest one was like a 46%, something like that. But it's still impressive. It still was far from 100%, and I hit 3 in a row, which was fan-fucking-tastic. But but it wasn't the 30% standard Oko thing. But oh, were they pissed?
Yeah.
Because like I said, I grinded hard to make sure that my team would be able to get through that, and I still lost Mons during the finals. I think I beat the champion with like 3 Mons still going, and my my mana tank was one of them, like which was the one doing the sheer colding. So it was a challenging run. It was a really tough run. But I did kind of brute force it with grinding a little bit, and that's one of the reasons why they put in the level cap thing, where they're like, oh no, there's like a soft level cap on every area where you can't get past this level, regardless of how many mons you kill, so. But Sharpeeno, to be fair, like Sharpeeno has different rules that he plays by when he nuzlocks, and he actually has a like no over leveling thing that he does, like where he also has limits on how many items he lets himself use, and I think they like hard coded his limits into the game.
Yeah, which is crazy.
But yeah, because he limits the number of items he allows himself to use during nuzlocks to keep it interesting. I, on the other hand, will brute force my way through a nuzlocke with grinding and all shit. But yeah, no, I will not try to undermine or belittle Sharpeeno's achievement in the slightest. His clear of his nuzlocke was in many ways much cooler than mine. But I still think that for a finale, you can't beat the hype of landing those sheer colds with all those people watching live. It was so special,
Yeah, it was like a new record.
Yeah, it was pretty sick. Like I said, it was completing a nuzlocke, which, like I said, at the time only one other person had done. The cool was clear. Yeah, no, like I said, it's just yeah, but like I said, it's just a thing where I think they were both I think both nuzlocks are important parts of Clover's lore, and
Yep.
I think it's funny that they were kind of both acknowledged in different ways when they rebuilt the game for the alpha release, the 1.0.
Watch them put in like a reference to that in the game itself.
Like I said, I feel like they did put a reference to it, because they literally changed parts of the game to make it to like I said, they literally put like Sharpeeno's item usage rules to work in the nuzlocke. Like you can only use a certain number of items per battle in Clover. And that's, like I said, that's one of the rules Sharpeeno self-imposed on himself, and I think they looked at that and said, "Hey, that's."
What I mean is like in the NPC talking about it.
So, and
for the record, the only difficulty change that I've ever taken a part in is the arresting the player at the end of the game. Like that's the only thing I've ever like contributed to or anything in that result or in that end, because I'm of the mindset where I feel like the player should be allowed to like cheat and hack and stuff like that, but I'm not the programmer and I'm not the guy who does the balancing, so I understand why they would want that shit.
Now, it's one of those things where I feel like there are certain things in Clover that make it a unique game, and I do feel like a lot of people kind of try to skip out on some of that stuff with some of these hacks, and it's like like they're cheating themselves out of a great game, first of all, but but it's one of those things where, yeah, like, I do think it was like, because the thing is, having the player get arrested, having that whole thing in there was freaking great because Callum got arrested.
It's
like,
well, no, we did it because it's a great fucking troll.
No, it is.
It's a great fucking troll, but also because any of the playbacks that we got to see just who was cheating.
Right, exactly.
And we got to see them get called out.
Yeah,
it was Callum, amazing.
The thing is, Callum's playthrough, he admitted he was getting rare candies in. Because,
no. What happened with him was somebody convinced him that he needed to have a bunch of rare candies in order to catch Jewipede early.
Oh no!
And so he was like, okay, yeah. So he raised up one of his guys, using a rare candy cheat to get it. Yeah. And when he got to the end of the game, they arrested him for the rare candies.
Yeah.
And they intentionally got him arrested. So I don't blame Callum in that regard.
Yeah.
Because somebody tricked him.
So yeah.
But the other ones, though, that I put at the end of that, the Numb Nexus and Numb Nexus and Sacred Almighty, they actually were. They both got so butthurt because when they got to the end of it, they knew they were because they'd hacked him in the whole fucking game, and they just didn't feel any shame about it at all.
Right.
And they got to the end and they're like, well, we won. We did it anyways, even though they arrested us. We got to the end. It's like, no, you didn't. You lost.
Yeah.
Fail.
Right. Yeah, no, like the thing with Callum though, I think Callum's was so much more of a moment because
yes,
because he got tricked into it early and people knew that it was coming. So it just made people who knew what was coming more hyped, And then when he finally got arrested, he took it like a champ and he redid the game and he played through the right way, and it was a beautiful thing,
yeah.
I think Callum had such a wonderful playthrough, and like I said, his playthrough was one that inspired me to my own playthrough. So yeah. It's something where I really feel like that was some of the those are some of the moments that I think kind of defined Clover for me, as somebody who's been in and around the community for a while now.
Yeah, a lot of my 10-year anniversary video, if you go back and look through it, a lot of that mentions the YouTubers more than anything because. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the moments made of it were of people playing the game. That's what makes it the most fun.
Freaking Patters. You mentioned Patters. Freaking bitch.
Oh, Patters, yeah. I think. I don't know.
His
a large anticlimactic pile of shit.
True.
He quit right there. He got so pissed. It was hilarious.
His fucking... And the motherfuck claws in his Nuzlocke. Oh my god, no! Oh god.
The motherfuck claws in another Nuzlocke that I remember seeing.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
But he was the one who came up with the idea.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there was another motherfuck clause in another Clover Nuzlocke that I remember seeing. I think it actually was Nexus. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was. And they still lost too.
Yeah.
And I noticed everybody who had that clause lost regardless of it.
Yeah.
Because it had no effect on their playthrough.
Yeah. Because they were also butthurt about motherfuck that they didn't watch out for the real fucking threats. Oh man, no, it's like I don't know. It's something where it's just so special to me.
Yeah, I get
it. I think what happened with Patters, if I remember correctly, because I was on that stream. He was right there before. He was right there before the one. What the fuck is it? Right there at the fucking gate, and then he gets blocked by
the giant pile of shit. Yeah.
But then he starts walking around, or he starts going back because he's like, "Oh, I needed to do a side quest this whole time, and he's all mad about that, and he goes out to the grass, the first encounter, and I forget what he runs into, but it kills his Mazel.
Oh man!
And he's like, "I'm not doing this anymore. I quit."
Oh,
and just gave up there.
Yeah, he gave up after his Mazel died. That's so funny.
Like gave up there because he was because he couldn't fake that he didn't lose it. He actually was so he was since he was doing it live.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
A bunch of others were like, yeah, I can't do this.
Now it's kind of like how when I was trying to do that the shiny lock on Ultra Fire Red XD and I lost my lit and I'm like, okay, I'm done.
See,
also, I remember.
There's no reason.
See, but that's fair. That's fair though. You basically lost that's your identity right there though.
I went through so much to get that thing, and I'm like, there is no way I'm gonna get another one. So I was just done. No, it's because I thought,
I remember
shiny lock this. The shiny odds are so big. It's like no.
I remember so. I still remember that that little bet that you made on the death of your Ogre Lord, I think it was called.
Oh yeah.
It died to something, even though it had like a ability that prevented it from sturdy.
So basically, yeah, Ogre Lord, that was a thing that was actually just a glitch, like like the because real sturdy, like the way that sturdy works in the main series games, it prevents it's because they set up sturdy to work like it's supposed to, but for whatever reason that interaction got around sturdy when it shouldn't have,
which is dumb.
So yeah, so yeah, I basically was like, hey, I think that's bullshit that my Ogre Lord died to a glitch, and I ended up losing the Ogre Lord properly later. So it's not like Overlord was the crutch that won me the whole Nuzlocke, but yeah, I felt it was bullshit to take that death because it shouldn't have happened. It should have survived on sturdy after getting hit with counter, and then KO the Pokemon the next turn. So so that was just a BS death that shouldn't have happened. And I'm pretty sure that in the 1.0 version that's fixed. I haven't tested that specific interaction again, but I'm pretty sure it's fixed now.
Yeah, it has been fixed ever since then.
Yeah, because that's how glitches work. Because to be fair, I was playing the beta, where there's going to be problems with the beta. That's why they play beta and call it beta testing. I was literally doing beta testing work and doing a Nuzlocke while I was beta testing the game. And I found a glitch. It happened.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair and valid.
It's just, I was pretty salty about it at the time, but like I said, I was like, I let people decide with a poll. I think I had like a poll, like, hey, should I let Ogre die, or should I just let it die even though it's a glitch, or should I keep banging with it? And I think I had not that many people responded, but I got to be the tie-breaking vote, and I'm like, no, I'm keeping that bitch. So.
Sorry, I just stepped away for a second. What was that? Which one was it?
We were talking about the Ogre Lord glitch during my Nuzlocke, where.
Where I remember now.
Ogre Lord had the sturdy ability, which is awesome for a Nuzlocke. Absolutely game-changing, goated ability.
I caught that part. I just didn't remember what mon it was.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Basically, the issue was Ogre Lord attacked something and then got hit with the move counter. And counter does not have a move or a mechanic that lets it get around sturdy, and yet Ogre Lord got O-code. You know, like he had full health. I checked rewound the tape back, checked it multiple times. Like, he was full health. Sturdy should have kicked in and warded off that KO, and that did not happen. You know, so like it's like I checked literally everything. Like the opponent did not have Mold Breaker. You know, like it was absolutely a glitch, and enough people agreed with me during the poll that I got to keep it. Some people thought that I should have just let it die anyway, but it ended up dying not too long after that anyway. It wasn't like it was like the crutch that won me the Nuzlocke or anything. And the actual death for it, that the second death, whatever you want to call it, was much more fair and clean cut. It was definitely just dead.
Re-death, if you will.
Yeah, the re-death, however you want to prefer to it.
Re-dead. Yeah, it's totally a Zelda memory. Yeah.
I saw an animation from Punky Doodles earlier today, and it's this undead, right? And it's parodying that moment in Star Wars, and he's like, if you kill me now, I shall become more dead than you could possibly imagine.
I shall become even more deadly.
It's just like, damn. It's so good though. But yeah, that's basically that Ogre Lord. More dead than you could possibly imagine.
Yep.
Hey Nick.
Hey, what?
If you're playing like old school Pokemon, you should check out Clover Dreams.
I'll look into it.
See, I haven't even played it yet, but it's got a but you play like your starters are Blabos and Sobulb.
Sobulb?
Sobulb.
It's Blabos' name spelled backwards.
Oh,
it's because it's an inverted Blabos.
I thought you were talking about the sense. Gen 8 Pokemon for a hot second. I was just like, what?
Wow.
Yeah.
Sick.
Does it have a bullshit Safari Zone Pokemon?
Wait, what now?
Does it have a bullshit Safari Zone Pokemon that runs if you do anything to it?
We're
thinking about doing that in Clover.
Oh no! Please don't. Here's the thing: the Safari Zone was one of the things that was wrong with Pokemon. It sucks.
A lot of things were wrong with this Safari Zone.
So much. It's not a good thing. Like,
yeah.
So I'm just gonna flat out confirm this now because I am fucking sad about it myself. I have been debating all day to try to find some way to allow the player to use mech in the post game.
The Viglax mech, yeah.
Yeah, and Squeaks turned us down, and we've been badgering him. We have been badgering him to let us use it. We have been badgering him.
I have an idea. Okay.
Oh no. Here's the thing. But our plan was it was like, okay, so if we can't use him as a Pokemon, what if we made him into an item where he's basically just an enhanced version of the bike, where it's like he can use all the overworld HMs. He's got a built-in egg warmer. Like, we're trying so hard to try to make Squeaks come to reason with this. Because it would be so fucking cool to use mech in the game.
So here's my idea. Here's my idea, right?
He's not taking the bait.
Add a post-game Safari Zone area where you use mech as your sole Pokemon during the event. Like, so basically, while you're in the zone, you have to use mech. Like, but you don't get to take it with you. It's like literally like hard-coded to where you use it during that area only. So it's like the Safari Zone, but you're using a giant overpowered Metal Gear to kill them, to KO the Pokemon to take them with you.
Yeah.
Well, we have a similar zone. Well, we're doing a similar thing where we're having. Oh God, do I want to spoil that?
Well, like if it's going to be like a spoiler, but like that, like.
Well, because you remember how in what is it, Diamond and Pearl, how you had those people who would occasionally you would run into them.
Oh yeah, like
partners, and they would be like, so
like you'd have like a partner.
What if I told you?
Yeah.
Well, what if I told you we're adding one of those to the rock tunnel?
Oh no.
The rock tunnel? Yo, that would be fire.
Yeah.
Because
the absolute flames.
Because Squeets wants to put him in there. He's not sure exactly where we want to put them all at, but he's like, he says he definitely wants one for the rock tunnel. I want one. Like, I think it'd be kind of cool to have them, because I don't know. There's not many places in Clover that are like. Maybe that one route that's like stupid fucking long.
Yeah. Like
that one, you know which route I'm talking about, like the one right before, the one that's like right before the third gym. I want to say it's like the one that's like right before S for S Town.
Dude, you know what?
That takes like fucking 10 hours to go across.
You know.
Yeah, that's a really long walk to S for S. Yeah.
Dude, you know what would be so badass though? Dude, have Carlito on your team. Like during that whole event, like after you beat him, like have him join your team and fight alongside you as you're sneaking everybody through. That would be sick.
That could be a thing.
Yeah,
that might actually.
That would be sick, and it would make sense.
I'll throw that to him, because that might actually be a good point to put him.
Like,
because the whole reason behind it is that we have points that you get into double battles.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we wanted to have, and
yeah, like,
so that would be a great moment for it.
Because there's that point where you have to go through the cave and fight all the Team Karma grunts. Well, what if those were all double battles and you had Carlito with you? Like, that'd be sick.
That would be sick. That would be really sick.
Yeah.
I can't even argue with that. That would be fucking dope. People would love that shit.
Right?
People would love it, yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. They'd have to make like a rear sprite for Carlito, but whatever.
I mean, we've been making sprites nonstop.
We're remaking sprites already.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, like I'm just, I said, that would be a sick spot to do one. During that
Hunger. I'm just gonna let you know, if this happens, if this actually does go through, I want you to have that moment, that active moment. I want you to turn to the fucking camera and say, "I fucking made that shit happen."
This was my idea. You can thank me / blame me in the comments. Oh man. Another idea. This one's a lot more vague. Like have a secret side quest that opens up after you find after you find and battle all the 7 midgets. And then you can like have like Gimli from the Lord of the Rings on your team. Like
I want Cold Steel to be on our team.
Oh man.
I want Cold Steel and Edgy to be on the team.
Well, I was gonna say going back to the double battle partner thing. One of the ones I was thinking of that seems super obvious is climbing up Mount Clover with Kimmy.
Oh yeah.
We have a special thing that we're doing with Kimmy.
How about this one? Solas just brought up everyone's favorite edgelord, Cold Steel.
Steel.
What if you went into his gym and they change it to like a double battle thing, and then and then your partner is your mom.
What if it were Edgy?
Yeah, no.
I was just thinking that.
Like
you and Edgy.
Yeah, because
Edgy was the one. Lore-wise, Edgy was the one who wanted to fight his dad. So
yeah, okay, so yeah, because like, you know, there's a couple ways that you could do it, but basically, I'd love to get Perry in there somehow. You know, just to have that whole callback. So maybe it would be a double battle with you and Edgy versus her and Cold Steel.
You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Like, you know, like
they'll have to cut their teams in half, but you know.
Yeah, but you know, I'm just saying it would be
just have that moment alluding.
Yeah.
That moment alluding to where Edgy just kind of looks at you like, could you actually be like fucking family?
Right.
Oh God!
Right.
It's like the Lance and Claire fight in Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Yeah, where, yeah, that type of vibe. That's what I'm going for. Like, you
Silver is is like joining your team and fighting them.
Yeah, like, you know, I think it would be really cool to have some sort of a moment like that, you know, where you get like the whole kind of reunion, you know, like Periwinkle reunion kind of vibe going, you know, one way or another. So, but yeah, if you're gonna implement a bunch of those types of encounters, I think that would be a cool way to do it. Is have like a post game bit where you kind of like help Edgy settle up with his dad, and also yeah, and also have that kind of Periwinkle reunion moment. I think that'd be fun. Because my first thought was to have it be you and your mom versus the you know, versus Edgy and Cold Steel, but you know, if Edgy and Cold Steel like have kind of beef with each other, then it might make more sense to do it the other way, and sort of have it be more of like a oh, this is how we check, or how we're going to check and see if our kids have matured, you know, type of situation, you know.
Well, because I know that we're planning to introduce the mechanic with the Blabos kid.
Oh yeah.
Which, if you know the ancient fucking Clover lore, there was a scrapped character named Bobby with this bright orange fucking ginger hair. He's got like a little Band-Aid on his nose and everything, and he's got like a fucking Blabos on his hoodie. And he was scrapped from the game, and they made him into the protagonist of Clover Dreams. And he's also going to be the first character that follows you around.
Oh, okay.
And he uses Blabos, obviously. Right, so yeah. It's not going to be overpowered, but right. it's going to give you like the idea of how it works.
So the most overpowered thing about that mechanic in the original games it was in was not that you had an ally or that they were super good. It was that they healed you at the end of every fight.
Yes, and that's why that's also the other thing. It was like that was, you know, that's why it's also just going to be a Blabos because you take a bunch of damage.
Yeah, because you know. It's one of those things where, yeah, it kind of makes sense to have somebody healing you at the end of every fight when they are literally just a big fat ball of dead weight holding you back, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I approve of this. I know my approval doesn't mean much. It means a little bit, but I do like this idea. So. You know, I know nobody is sitting in the Clover meeting room going, "Oh wait, Hunger doesn't like it. Now scrap that idea." But
right?
But if I'm on board with something, I like to think that means something to at least a few people. You know. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know. And you know, when my book is finally e-published next year, then Clover can say that one of its writers is a professional author.
I mean, because what is it? Mammoth Plant's game comes out here in April, so we can already say that we have one professional game developer on our team.
Right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I still have the demo of Mirrored Soul on my backlog still.
That is not.
It's good. It's worth playing.
Yeah,
and the save file transfer's over. I've already confirmed it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, if you're still playing the demo and everything, like by the time it comes out,
I'm probably just gonna start playing the demo when I wake up in the morning. I think honestly, because I'm very curious. I do love me some RPG Maker games.
All right.
Oh, that's not RPG Maker. It was
built that fucking shit.
I want to say, yeah, I want to say it was made in Godot.
Yeah.
Oh,
I believe.
Yeah, but it plays like an RPG Maker. It looks like.
Well, I mean, it's an RPG. They all kind of like mechanically. They all kind of have the same. They all kind of have the same sort of mechanics. There's not really. They don't really change from game to game.
I mean, I've played Lisa before. Oh.
Well, I mean, engine to engine, I should say.
That's good, OJ.
I have the Lisa games, and I haven't played them yet. Like Lisa, what is it? Lisa the Painful, Lisa the
Joyful. I haven't.
Lisa the Joyful. I have that one.
I still need to make some RPG Maker games at some point. It's just it's a big undertaking, to try and make something like that on your own and have it be any good. Yeah.
That's why I started with ROM hacks.
Yeah.
And I stayed on ROM hacks.
Right.
ROM hacks are easy to make. What can you say?
Like, well, all this shit's done already. I guess I'll just do a few things and look, it's my own game now.
I mean, that's kind of what Clovermont Hunter turned into, because fucking Sega, in the 40 years that game has been out, has been available. But the 40 years that game has been available, they have only sold it that one time, and it hasn't been on the market since. So, like, there hasn't been any remakes of Arkista's Ring. There haven't been any, like, it hasn't been part of any compilations. Like, isn't sold on the Nintendo eShop. Like, there's... So, I mean, it pretty much is a forgotten game at this point. I mean, honestly, when I made the ROM hack of it, it was the very first one. Like, there wasn't, like, ROMhacking.net didn't even have like the data on it. I was the first person to have
a ROM hack for that game.
Hack it. Will have the information for it, like that actually like went in there and did all the I forget what it's called, like the hack sum and shit like that.
Yeah.
Or
funny. Oh,
like,
man.
But yeah, I found somebody else did an Arkista's Ring ROM hack recently.
Oh yeah.
And it was Legend of Zelda. And of course it's Legend of Zelda, because what else would it be?
Right.
And I'd like to think that, well, even though I'm not alone anymore, mine's still more original.
Right. Oh, man.
I'm just sitting here on the fucking loading screen.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, there was an add-on I wanted to check out. It was, well, that's fucking terrible. Ghost Pets.
Oh, that sounds like a weird add-on.
That sounds horrifying.
Yeah.
My poor pets.
Yeah, right. Use a brick to evolve Eevee into its ghost type evolution. I mean,
oh yeah, here it is. The Phantom Frames add-on. It's a free add-on where like you can make these picture frames that kind of act like the Mario paintings.
Oh.
But they like teleport you to random ass locations around the map. Yeah, there's been some there's that one. There's this other free one that's like haunted furniture or some shit.
Like and only 3 months late for Halloween. Or 2 months late for Halloween.
Oh yeah, I mean the fucking this, what is it, the Pale Garden add-on? That should have come out in Halloween time. There was no reason they shouldn't have. Like they had all the fucking, it was working at Halloween. It doesn't feel like they added anything since they showed it off back then. So I don't know why they held off on releasing it. I mean, outside of probably like Nintendo fucking, rules,
the 20 million game
some shit like that
were in there to start with that they had to fix.
I mean, that's also fair, but it's not like they fix those. They just let those pile up.
Sometimes they do. Like,
what is it?
Until it actually breaks everything, then they have to go in and start going, okay, how do we fix this?
Yeah, how does that go? It's like 108 lines of code on the wall, or 108 bugs to fix on the wall, 108 bugs. It's like take one down, pass it around, 120 bugs to fix. Right. Shit like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
928 bugs to decode, 928 bugs. Take one down, pass it around, 1068 bugs to decode.
That's what it is.
Something like that. Jeez. That's just kind of off the top of my head.
Yeah, they yeah, Clover inadvertently revealed the blue score app in Gamster today. Well,
nice.
They revealed it. They revealed it by meme, because they have a thing in the Discord that's, like, post this rat, if you've ever seen that meme. But it's just a Gamster with and DG put a modded version of that image with the blue hat.
Oh no!
And said post this gam, and so people have been going crazy, like choosing the red hat or the blue hat and everything. So yeah, you get to pick sides. Right. Just that we're still deciding exactly where, because early on we want to have it where you can get both of them, and so let the player choose a side more or less.
Right.
But they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be East Coast, West Coast.
Right. So what you do is you have like a Romeo and Juliet analog in there, and you can take a hamster from one of them,
Oh. That's not a bad idea.
Well, because here was the thought I had. Because my thought was, because early in the game, we wanted it to have it where as soon as you're able to start catching Pokemon, that's as soon as you know that there's a rivalry between the two Score app factions.
Right.
So as soon as you leave town, as after you get your Pokeballs for the first time.
Right.
There's going to be a gang war battle between the two factions, and they're both there fighting each other.
Right.
And you step in between them, and whichever side you choose, you can catch the. It's a way to catch the blue ones early because the red ones are normally going to be on that route, but the blue ones are invading that space, and so there's going to be like 3 of them that you can catch there, but they're going to be low level.
Right.
But it's going to show like the gang fight early on. Like that was kind of my thought, but I don't have it. Like I said, we don't have this fully fleshed out yet, but we do have an idea of how we want to convey this.
So my idea would be like, go ahead and have like a bunch of NPCs like, kind of hanging out, doing the whole gang war thing, but then like have 2 NPCs kind of in the middle that don't want any part of it. And so like basically they're like one, like they're looking, they're like there's one on each side, and they're both like basically one of them is looking to offload their square app so that they don't have to fight their lover, like it's like if I don't have a square app, I don't have to fight anymore. so you want wine, that type of thing, so that would be a good way to give you like a free Pokemon with a choice, but
but there's also the I can't talk about that part.
Okay, yeah, no, like I said, it's one of those things where I'm not going to grill you for details or anything, but
well, no, I was thinking about like there's some story, well, not story, but there's spoilers that I can't discuss.
Sure, yeah.
That actually that I would have to think about. Yeah, because I'm trying to think. Like I said, there's a bunch of shit that I'm privy to that I don't know that the public, if the public is aware of or not.
Right. So.
And so
yeah, but basically what I was getting at is to do like a Romeo and Juliet / West Side Story, because there's a movie called West Side Story that's basically a Romeo and Juliet kind of modernization.
Yeah, well, I know I've seen West Side Story.
Yeah, but basically that's kind of what I'm talking about. Is like kind of that's why I was talking about bringing that trope in with the square apps. But
Well, that's why I was saying I don't know if I can
I get it.
Spoil anything because you're onto something. I'll just tell you that.
Yeah,
you're onto something. I'll tell you that much.
So like. You guys already have something percolating there, so like if my thing is like super similar to it or something like that, then we can just leave it at that. But anyway, but yeah,
like I won't say you're. I'll say you're on the right track. I'm not going to say it's exactly what you're.
Totally, I get it.
But there was something that they're already planning that's very similar to what you've got.
Cool, yeah. Yeah, no, it's like I said. That was just just a top of my head thought. While we're here shooting the shit, like if you guys end up using it, then great. If not, then you're like you've already got your own thing going on. It sounds like you're already doing something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, what I think it was is as soon as you mentioned the West Side Story thing, that was as soon as it clicked in my head. It was like, oh, like I probably shouldn't talk about that.
Right,
Not talk about that yet.
Yeah. So anyway,
it's a secret.
It's a secret to everyone. Oh man.
Yeah, because again, it's like with the difficulty settings and stuff, it's like I've known about this for months, but it just got revealed today, and it was like, well, shit, I'm really so far ahead of the curve here, and I don't feel comfortable sometimes with that because it's like if I accidentally reveal something, I apologize.
Right.
Like.
No, like that would be something interesting too. What if the story changed a little bit depending on the difficulty setting? like, you know, because you have that gang war at the beginning. You know, in the easy mode, they could just gift you a Square app. And then,
again, I can't comment on that.
Right,
but I can't comment on that.
Yeah, no, I get it. But like, you know, you have like, you know, but like what I'm saying is the violence in the gang war could become like worse and worse the harder the difficulty is. Anyway, that would be funny. Anyway, but yeah, I'm not gonna. You know, if I'm striking a little too close to home here, then you know, you don't need to say anything.
I mean, if you're striking if you're striking a little, you know, if you're hitting a little too close, like, I mean, that means we got to try harder with our ideas.
Well, here's the thing. You know, here's the thing. I'm a professional author at this point, so you know, I kind of know a little bit about how to weave a story together. So if you guys are thinking along similar lines, then that's more of a testament to you guys being good at it than you know, than it being something simple that anybody could come up with. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
yeah,
you know,
it'd be like,
I think you guys have something there. You know, like. You know, it's one of those things where, like I said, I'm not privy to exactly what, but you know,
which is funny because actually you are.
Yeah, because well,
because he's actually because you're actually in the Clover back room. You just don't read the damn messages.
I just don't. I really should. But yeah, like I'll probably go look at it later and figure out how right I was, and then I'll have to shut up about it. But yeah, but that's the thing, because I'm not reading the messages, I can speculate, and it's not spoilers because I'm not revealing anything, you know, because I haven't read it. Anyway, but yeah, no, like here's the thing. I have in the book that I wrote. I don't mean to keep harping on being an author. I'm just very proud of it. Anyway,
advertising on your own channel. How dare you?
Shameless plug. But the thing is, in the book I wrote this prologue, right? And God, how many pages is that shit? So yeah, the original story. Come on, let me move. Let me move. All right, just So I have the prologue at the beginning of the book. It's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.25 pages, right? In that many pages, I introduced our protagonist and had some of my readers in tears by the end of the prologue. Like, you know, because it got pretty intensely emotional. So like, I'm decent at crafting a story. Okay, like, I'm not bad at it. So
you are pretty good at it. Yeah.
You know, so you know, it's something where, like, I got a lot of praise on that prologue. You know, all 4.25 pages of it. but yeah, you know, and you know, like when I was writing it, I had kind of like a, you know, oh man, this is really good, you know. But you know, me thinking something's good and you know, and being the one writing it isn't as great as me thinking something's good and submitting it to a contest and having a major publishing company going, this is really good. You know. So I'm glad that other people are enjoying it as much as I did, because I had a damn ball writing that thing. So, and honestly, uh, it makes it tough to write, you know, because I'm trying to write another entry for this year's contest, and the protagonist is just not on the same level, you know. So I'm just like, man, this is a little tough here, you know. You know, and I'm kind of writing it a different style, you know, so it's like, you know, I don't know, it makes me miss the other story. So I don't know. Like I'm thinking I might not end up even submitting that one, but I think the one that I'm working on just has potential. It just needs more time to cook than what I can give it. You know.
Yeah.
Like, I actually had actually came up with a new idea while I was talking to some people up at the store the other day, and I was like, I need to write that. You know. And the thing is, I know it would find an audience. I know it freaking would. Like, I know there's an audience for that sort of thing. And if I want to, if I go in and write it, you know, I'm not gonna say what it is because I don't want anybody stealing my idea. But but let's just say I had a really, really nice idea that could potentially be a really nice manga/anime. Oh, man, this is something. All right, let me just yeah. So nice. Goodness. Oh, man. Maybe I should build like a balcony or something there. Anyway. Maybe later. Oh, jeez. Let's see. So has anybody been checking out the Unicorn Overlord streams? Either in person
Yes,
or
I have.
direct?
I have been. I've been using it as background noise.
Yeah, I noticed you weren't really talking, like chatting much during stream, but you
Yeah,
you
because
would like say goodbye and everything, like
I was concentrating on other stuff.
Yeah, no, that game's gorgeous. Like, if it
looks really good for what it
wasn't for
seems
the
to be.
time limit mechanic, it would be a really, really high tier game.
Yeah, that time limit mechanic is kind of crap. Not gonna lie,
it's kind of crap, but at least they gave me a solid way around it. With the whole the ash item, like now that I know that you can use those to basically ignore the fucking time limit. I am here for it. You know, like,
also apparently you have a part-time grinding in that game.
Yeah, it's there's not like solid just, oh, here's a bunch of extra fights that you can do to grind. Like, it's kind of just nah, if you want to do grinding, you basically have to go run around and do side quests, you know? Like,
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah, I mean, which that's how you do grinding in most RPGs, is by doing side quests, but there's like random encounters along the way, you know? So, yeah.
Mario Legion Brothership has something sort of similar to that, but the side quests are missable.
Yeah. Well, and the thing with Unicorn Overlord is when you're talking about grinding, the main character actually has an ability that's designed to make grinding easier. Or actually, he actually has a couple of them. Like, So the main the protagonist has a thing that increases the experience that a target unit earns by like 100%. You know. And then he's also running an ability that increases the damage you do by 20% and decreases the damage the opponents do by 20%. So it's basically custom made for like taking down foes that you shouldn't be able to fight yet, and then getting a shit ton of experience for it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I got it.
So it's really good for power leveling. So yeah, that's cool. Like I said, there's so much to like about that game, and then like, but and like I said, the negatives so far, like the time limit, like the time limit, there's a way around it, so it's like not that bad of a negative, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I got
it. So yeah, I just I'm really the story is not what I'd call terrible, but it also hasn't like really like pulled me in, like, so but we'll see how it goes. Like,
yeah,
I can see myself loving some of these characters, like,
yeah. Scarlet is fucking hot though.
Yeah, our freaking white mage / girlfriend. I mean,
right? Yeah,
she's a
basically.
friend. Oh shit! Did not mean to bash that one. All right. And they're being like really creepy and enigmatic about it. Like, oh, what's the big thing that they need her for? Is she gonna be sacrificed like to some freaking extra dimensional fucking deity? Is she just gonna freaking be, like, I don't know. Yeah. It's like, why are they after her and not the protagonist? I don't know. That's weird.
That's bizarre.
Did they get something wrong? So
right.
Anyway. But yeah, so it's an interesting game so far. Yeah. It's not Final Fantasy Tactics, but it's also not as terrible as Tactics Ogre. Yeah, Tactics Ogre fucking ruined itself with the fucking level caps and shit. Oh my god. If only they would take a page out of some of these other games books and like let you turn shit like that on and off. Like, if you want the challenge, that's fine, but if you don't, then you should be able to turn that shit off and just have a fucking gaming experience. You know what I'm saying? Fucking
yeah,
ruin that fucking game. Like, sometimes just being able to toggle annoying features on and off is the difference between a good game and a bad game, Like, adding customization options to your gaming experience, I don't think is ever going to be a bad thing. Like, the worst somebody can say about a customization option is, oh, I never used that, fuck that. Like
yeah.
Nobody's ever going to say, oh man, I feel like there's a lot of people that would say, "Oh yeah, I never use it, but I'm glad." Like, I feel like most people would just say, "I never use it, but it's kind of cool that it's there," rather than, "Oh man, they never should have bothered with that. Fuck that," Like, I think most people appreciate there being options even if they don't use them, So, I don't know. Just thinking aloud here. Yeah. I think options are good.
Easy mode. Fucking normies.
Now that's the thing is I got so sick while I was playing SMT3 of hearing people talk about, oh, this boss is a filter. It's designed to get rid of all the normies. It's like, so they didn't want people to play their game, you know, like because that's my thing is like, you know, there's all kinds of people that are going to try playing a game, right? And when you as a franchise have a bunch of bullshit in your game that's designed to quote unquote filter parts of your audience, that just says to me that you don't want to have a successful game franchise, that you're okay with this just being the only game you make, you know, like, you know, because it's like, you know, why on earth would you want to, you know, quote unquote filter about a huge chunk of your audience, because that chunk of your audience that had that thought your game was too hard is not coming back for the sequel, you know. Like they're not like, oh man, that game was Diamond Crunch cereal, I sure would like another bowl of that, you know. Like, you know, my teeth are all broken and everything, but I'm ready for round 2. You know, nobody's doing that, you know. They're going, oh, now they fuck me once, shame on you, fuck me twice, shame on me, you know. Like, so, you know, I feel like, you know, some of these, you know, like with Clover, it's a little different because it's a ROM hack, and you kind of expect a certain degree of trolling, but at the same time, it's like, if it was just a complete fuck fest where it was just constantly trolling you and just hard as shit, I wouldn't have played it past, you know, I would have rage quit after a while. Like, you know, I probably wouldn't have even started playing it because I started playing it after watching Callum play it, and I thought, oh, this looks fun, you know. So I probably would have watched him play it and be like, nope, this isn't for me, you know. And then I might not have ever had a YouTube channel, you know. Imagine, you know. But thankfully, you know, Clover was approachable at the time, and here I am, you know. So, but yeah, no, I think being able to change the difficulty of your gaming experience is nice. I think it's a nice thing because, oh god, that hissing, man. I thought there was a fucking creeper behind me, and it freaked me out. Even though
you're invincible, man.
I know I'm in creative, and it still freaks me out. Like that's the it just shows how psychologically scarred I am by those fucking things. Anyway, but yeah, like I said, I feel like it's just a good plan as a game developer to make it to where as many people can enjoy your game as possible. And like I said, having multiple difficulty settings, especially in a JRPG, is great, because there are going to be those guys who they're going to be guys who will swear up and down, regardless of how difficult you make your game, that it's too easy. I'm sure there's a bunch of sweaty ass guys going, oh my gosh, SMT3 was so fucking easy. Can we get a harder game in here, please? And to those guys, I say, no, fuck you. No, no, like seriously, SMT does have a harder game difficulty. They can play on that, you know, and they'll probably still whine and bitch that it's too easy, even though they just barely scrape by the skin of their ass, but they're just trying to sound cool by saying it's too easy, you know, like. Nah, like the thing, SMT3, I keep harping on that game, but it's because a lot of the things that they chose to put into that game to make it quote unquote difficult, are not necessarily making the game harder. They're just unfair bullshit. You know, there's a difference between making the game harder and just having unfair bullshit that's completely dependent on RNG rather than any sort of quote unquote skill that the player might be bringing to the equation. You know, when you just have a mon that shows up and just has a 80-something% chance of wiping out the opposing team, you know, that's not like that's actually a thing in FF4 Pixel Remaster, by the way. Like the final boss in that game, they tweaked it to make it harder for some reason. And so now when you fight the thing, you basically have to set up a whole bunch of buff items at the beginning and then pray for the RNG outcome where you don't get party wiped. You know? And that's how the fight starts.
Final Fantasy 3 final boss is the same fucking way, and I thought I was just crazy.
Yeah, no, they
like
purposely
like Ahriman's goddamn impossible.
Yeah, they basically just made some of those bosses just freaking stupid hard for no fucking reason, and like. It's like, can we get a toggle here? Can we get an option to turn that shit off? Because you're ruining my Final Fantasy here. Like, And I feel like there is legit a group of people within Square Enix that is trying to ruin Final Fantasy. I don't think it's coincidence at this point. I think there's an active group of people within Square Enix that are trying to ruin Final Fantasy because before the merger, Final Fantasy was the enemy, and they had Dragon Quest, and now that Final Fantasy is theirs, they are just raping it every chance they get. Like, it's kind of nuts, but I don't know why else they would do some of the stupid bullshit they're doing.
It did take them 3 fucking years to make Final Fantasy 14 worth playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a whole fucking thing, like, but yeah, no, like, Final Fantasy 14 was so bad when it came out that they had to make it free while they worked on it. Like, they're like, hey, we'll just keep playing, we'll fix it. And the reason that it was bad was because they decided to go with the same power-up system that you had in Final Fantasy 2, which was not good. Not good at all. One of the weaker power power scaling mechanics in Final Fantasy. The whole because basically it was the whole, if you use a stat, then you have a chance of gaining in that stat after the fight is over, right? So if you lose a shit ton of HP, you might gain like a couple max HP at the end of the fight, that type of thing. Like, it would have been much better if it was set up, kind of like Skyrim, where you had like an XP bar for each stat, so you could see your progress, like, hey, what's going on, Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to power level that shit in certain fights, because you certainly could. I'm just saying that that game was unreasonably difficult because of the crappy, power-up system. Like, it's just,
Yeah, I liked it on the NES version because there was a glitch you could do to beef your characters up to unreasonably high levels,
right?
Like early on.
Yeah,
but that was only on the NES version. Every version after that fixed the glitch.
Yeah, because there was a thing in the because there is an exploit with it. Where there's these enemies that you run into relatively early. They're called captains.
Yeah.
And basically, like, those things do a crap ton of damage. So you just fight a bunch of those with like the best armor you can manage. And then after you gain a certain amount of HP from fighting with them, you take your armor off and you fight them, and you fight more of them. And they're doing so much damage that you end up with like 2,000 or 3,000 health by the time you end up farming them. Like, it's crazy good. But yeah, just because like they really help buff your health and defense stats during those fights, and you end up gaining attack from trying to whittle through their stupid high HP numbers too. So it's like they're really good for farming in that early game scenario. And then like the shitty thing though is, like, after you finish doing that, when you start getting these new characters, like, they all suck compared to these characters that have gotten their buffs fighting captains. Like, it's like, oh, you're a new character? How many hit points do you have? Oh, 700. Aren't you precious? Because I think that was the first Final Fantasy game where your character stats could go into the thousands. But anyway.
I believe so.
So, because it was the second one, but because
I mean, it was the second one.
Yeah.
I mean,
but yeah. So.
But yeah, I didn't play. I played through that one. I played through that one twice. Once on the NES and then once on the Game Boy. But I don't think I'm ever playing through it again.
I think I've played through that game approximately 0.5 times. Like, I think
I played the Game Boy version because I wanted to do the side story that you had to beat the game to play. Which, by the way, it's not worth it. It's just taking all the side characters and it's like, hey, you want harder bosses and shit? Like, and I don't even remember like if change their levels or whatever, like to what you had when they died. But they were kind of shit.
No, it's because with that one they were experimenting. Like Final Fantasy II experimented with a lot of shit. They experimented with having characters like enter and leave your party periodically throughout the adventure. Like you had like 3 characters who were like your main characters, and then you had like this last slot that was basically like a revolving door where you kept having characters enter and leave that spot over and over again.
They always fucking die.
It's not
like every
not
fucking
always,
one of them.
It's not always via death, but there's quite a few deaths in there. Yeah, like I think there was like 1 or 2 where it's like I'm just bouncing out. See ya, But yeah, like, but yeah,
like it was like in Final Fantasy III, they did a similar thing where it was like a bunch of those guys, like they join your party and then like when they leave, they'll like they die or something horrible happens. Like one of the dudes jumps into a goddamn fire pit. Like,
well,
like it.
The Final Fantasy.
I think he survives that too. Like I think he actually survives that as well.
Yeah.
But the fact that he does it like in the halfway point of the game, you're like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. Well, the Final Fantasy III that they put out on the DS was not like that, but thank God. But yeah, no, like Final Fantasy IV, that game had a lot of that same type of behavior where it was like, constantly switching people in and out of your party. And some of them had just some gruesome shit happen to them. Like,
oh yeah,
freaking Edgar, who was a bard, basically had his throat rendered unusable for a while. Like he was bedridden, like he wasn't dead, which it might have been kinder. Like, and then Tella had the whole thing where when Tella joins your team, he's this old man and he's basically this sage who knew like all the freaking magic, and he sealed his memories of his most powerful spells, and then he's like trying to get the seal undone, like but yeah, like just the you had like Palom and Porum.
Yeah, four turned character deaths into a goddamn meme.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was just could you stop killing fucking everyone? I think because the thing is, character deaths are much more impactful when they don't happen all the goddamn time. Like, I get as an author wanting to show that there's death and that hey, we mean business type shit, but like the having character deaths just constantly is going to make it basically makes your audience numb to it. They're like, oh, I'm not going to get attached to anybody because this author kills people all the time, like.
Yeah, four I didn't like playing through. I'll be honest with you. I didn't like playing through it because I knew that every character was doomed in some way, and so I couldn't equip them with like the best items, and I didn't want to actually work on them because I knew I wasn't going to have them for long anyways.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where there's
that shit kind of pissed me off.
There's like a certain group that you're like that it's like, okay, these are my guys, but yeah.
It's like in 7. Like, no, I wanted to use Eris, but I knew there was no reason to. but you actually do. If you do actually use her, and like if like say for instance, like you Game Shark her and everything, and you use her like stats, he is a really good fucking character. Like as far as like her build goes, and it was like you really kind of wish you could use that.
Yep. Yeah, with Aerith, it's one of those things where they had a, there were tons of rumors going around at the time about how you could get her back on your team, like legitimately, but pretty much there are actually a couple of glitches in the game that let you permanently re-recruit her. But none of them involve some of the methods that a lot of people were pushing at the time, like go into the church and check her ghost out, and give her the extra copy of Great Gospel that her level 4 limit break you can get from this guy.
See, the early days of internet RPG rumors were a fucking gold mine.
Fucking playground rumor type shenanigans.
And that's something I would love to replicate for some of the secret mons that we're adding in 2.0.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it'd be one of those great things to just tell people, because like with the 4-leaf clove hour, it's like I was searching the grass for hours trying to get a shiny clove hour, and I just suddenly found a 4-leaf one. What the hell, man? Like, that's just one of those things. It's like you could just tell people, like, it's just no, there's no way that's there.
Right.
Like, so you got people like and that's just one of them. Like, but then there's others that I'm just thinking that's like the other Degies.
Yeah.
See, I don't even know if that's a spoiler, because fucking the other Degies were made because of Clover.
Yeah. Digi Gigas.
It's what is it? I have been arguing all week about the names for the electric and dragon undead ones. And I want to call them Reggie Drain and Reggie Slain. Because they rhyme.
Right.
And it worked. And it's also better than the names they chose.
Right.
Which are, what is it? Reggie Short and Reggie Side.
Reggie Side.
And my argument with Reggie Side. My argument with Reggie Side is everyone else's names reference their own demise, not the collectives.
Right.
Regicide is a real word referring to the death of kings. They are all kings. Yeah. Yes, murder of kings, but yes, they are all kings. Yeah. There is no reason for him to stick out like that.
Yeah.
I had to put it as logically as I could because it's it's hard arguing this shit with people. Like I try to be civil as much as possible in these situations, because it's like I'm sorry, because there's the other half of me that wants to say, dude, these names fucking suck. Right. Like, please change them.
Reggie Beans.
like to me, calling one of the 6 Regicide is like calling one of them Reginald.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a word. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a name.
Oh, like, Reginald, I disagree.
Well, that's my point. It's just.
Yeah, no, like
just because it has Reggie in the word does not mean that it should be used.
Right. Yeah, no, there's there's an episode of Family Guy where Peter and the family are like moving to Britain, and he's like, oh, Britain's gonna be great. The worst they have there is drive-by arguments. Oh, I say, let's get him. Oh, Reginald, I disagree. And then they drive off. It's fucking great.
All right, so where am I building the massive Christmas tree this year?
Not sure. Speaking of Christmas trees, though, I saw a Lego Christmas tree, and I was like,
Solus, I'll make a deal with you.
Oh,
when Christmas is over, you can burn this tree down.
Burn what? Oh, the tree? Nice.
The Christmas tree I built.
You know
I'll let you burn it down.
You know what? Bet.
It's Christmas.
He's gonna make sure to call me at the right time, Dave. Just make sure to give me a ping about it, and I'll go get on the phone and burn it down.
Oh man, you okay there?
Yeah, I'm good. I think.
Yeah, you just gotta make sure to give me a call, and I'll be on the game to burn it.
All right, how do I make a big fucking spruce?
Spruce
4
tree.
saplings next to each other, and then use bone meal.
Oh no, I mean that's a start.
Right.
Have you seen our trees?
Yeah.
We're team trees up in this bitch. Take that back. Fuck Mr. Beast.
Right. Oh man, so many people coming into the store today. We actually ran out of ones in the register because we had so many people paying in cash.
See, the problem is it's the place I used to work at. The nearby grocery store's bank is actually closer than the next nearest bank. So whenever they needed to get ones, they'd always send me over to the fucking grocery store bank. And they'd fucking hate me because I'd be like, I need 100 in ones.
Oh man.
I'd sit there and I'd have them count them out, or I would count them out, and keep people holding up in line and shit. And they hated me. They hated me so much.
I'd like to deposit $300, please. It's in pennies. 1, 2.
Well, I mean, I count faster than that, but
right. Yeah,
still.
That's an old Looney Tunes cartoon where the husband gets home and his wife is telling him about the shit day that she had. Oh man, it's good shit.
Dream, where did I get that? Probably from a spider.
But yeah, Boop.
Why not? Why do you hate me?
Jeez. Oh no, my autoplay ended due to insufficient energy. Damn it, Summoner's War.
Oh no, the game hates me.
Alright, I need to... Oh. Summoner's War just added new monsters. So... been summoning a shitload of things trying to pull those.
You said it, dog.
Okay, there we go.
I just buried a dog in sand. I'm a monster.
Dang. God.
I should turn that into a magic attack. Just set a fucking block of sand
I had an idea
above
for
above a mob.
Yeah. Yeah.
An idea for what?
For a Fakemon, but it's like only half cooked, you know. Like I was just thinking about like, oh, would that be kind of funny, you know? But the idea was to have a Fakemon that's basically like just a Final Fantasy sprite, and then its attacks are all based on like stuff that a Final Fantasy party does, you know. Because like I was thinking like have like a monk and a fighter and like a black mage and a white mage, and then just have like one of its move slots be for each one. Yeah.
You know what I always thought was funny was when Ruse made Ninu. I was like, oh, dude, you made a Moogle Pokemon. He's like, what's a Moogle? He legitimately had no fucking clue. He had copied the Moogle design.
I mean, it doesn't look that much like a Moogle, but I get where you're coming from. Or did you change it after that?
No, it was pretty much like that the whole time. It was just I always thought it looked kind of like a Moogle, like at least like yeah, like in the at least in the reference.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he never even realized or thought about it.
Yeah.
I just realized why I can't build here. Because light.
Because light.
Oh. Light blocks.
But we're all living in the light.
Yeah, light blocks are replacing the air on the ground, and so it doesn't let me build upwards. Let me fix that real quick.
But yeah, this tower is starting to get kind of insane. Yeah.
And goldeny.
Yeah. Because my plan is to do kind of like the skeleton in gold, and then go back in with other blocks and kind of fill the rest of it out. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, I like that. So I don't have to type in the fucking the specific like. So now I don't have to type in like this convoluted fucking number or this convoluted line for light block. Because used to be like it used to be when I would replace light blocks and stuff, it would be like light block, and then I would have to put in like parentheses. I would have to describe the like what number the light setting is and shit.
Oh, jeez.
And I don't have to do that anymore.
That's cool.
It's just saving me a lot of typing.
Yeah. If there's one thing programmers really really like. It's not having to type.
I mean, have you seen what programming is? You're basically just writing the same thing over and over and over, just changing one value at a time.
Right. No, I watch Vettel's dev streams with Neurosama, where he's literally trying to code her AI as she's talking to him. Like,
oh, speaking of that, I saw like a community post about of one of Nero's roasts. It was like how did it go? It was like people make mistakes sometimes, like your own birth.
God, Neuro is so fucking savage, just out of nowhere. Sometimes it's so funny.
He really is. I fucking love it.
Like, she just comes
people
at
make
people
mistakes
from
sometimes, like your own birth.
Yeah, she just comes at people from like places where you don't fucking expect it. You know.
Yeah, right. It's glorious.
You know, like the random jokes and shit she comes up with, like, you know, like, what's red and bad for your teeth? A brick.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, she's not wrong. That's the best part. Is she's not wrong. It's just damn. she's straight up hitting you in the teeth with a brick in this joke. Nah, I still think that that impromptu concert that Evil Neuro had was fucking hilarious. Like, the part that really sent me was the fucking microphone like rising up from the from the bottom of the screen out of nowhere. like she's like, "Oh, you haven't heard that song yet," and then the microphone just like
just pops up.
It's like just from fucking nowhere. It's so fucking funny.
I wish I had super fertilizer.
Oh man.
I wish I had super.
I wish I had. At least I have
soup.
I do wish I had soup, actually.
At least I got chicken.
Damn.
Well, soup. God damn it.
Damn it, Leroy.
Damn it, Leroy.
Leroy moment.
Oh, man.
Leroy Jenkins!
But, see, I gotta add that to the soundboard.
Yeah. See, I have it on mine, like on my stream deal.
But no, I was saying the super fertilizer. It's an education edition item. It acts like the bone meal, but it forces things to grow. So, like, say you want to make like a row of trees with no fucking break, like you could just do it.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. But yeah, just. Oh, come on. Don't stop.
Figure this out, though. I'm gonna get this working. Well said, horse.
Well said, well said. Oh, man.
Okay, that kind of worked. See, now if I can do that on all the other sides. Live. Be a tree.
Yeah, be afraid.
Yeah, destroy you.
Be not afraid, my child.
Be not afraid. I'm only going to expunge your soul and carry it to the afterlife by dragging it across the ground.
God. Can you imagine?
Good Christ almighty.
That's right, sheep.
Caps lock taking out the sheeple.
Can you imagine if that's how angels carried you to the afterlife? They just grab your soul and just start dragging it.
They say, as they say, it's time to go to heaven, my child, and you just start screaming.
Right. Can you imagine if that was if they did it differently for taking you to heaven versus taking you to hell? It's just like,
Yeah.
like I think it'd be funny if they did the dragging thing if you were going to hell.
Yeah.
Come with me to the afterlife. Oh, why does it hurt so much? Well, I have to get you through the ground. Oh God! No, you're going the other way.
Your soul hits a rock and the angel accidentally drops you.
All right.
The soul hit rock bottom. I hate to tell you.
All right.
Ah, shit! Damn it! I dropped it.
Yeah. Right. Oh.
I wonder if the add-ons are allowed, or if they're just not allowed to make their own folders in the inventory, because all of these stupid fucking like weapon heads could definitely go in their own folder.
Goodness.
Chest is navy blue. Oh, that's cool looking. You said it, cow. Oh, it's a chest. And it's a drawer.
Oh.
When did this get put in?
Wait, what? Did they have like furniture stuff in?
Kind of. There's a Tinker's chest, and they're like little end tables, like little navy blue end tables that you can put items in.
Yes. We're eating good. Goodness.
Oh yeah, I forgot I poisoned the llamas.
Poisoned the llamas.
No, don't poison the llamas.
It's just the traitor llamas. Don't worry, they'll come back.
Oh, okay. Okay, I feel better now.
It's okay. I feel better now.
Yeah, they're just randomly generated llamas. It's all good.
The CEO of llama poisoning.
Well, that worked. This end table looks really nice in this house too.
Cool.
Or like just as like a decoration, even.
Yeah.
Definitely works. Definitely works.
So you
Definitely.
know how whenever there's like a mass shooting or something, they always try to like tie it back to video games. You know?
Oh my god, all the time. It's either that or politics.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, so the guy that killed that CEO, right? The unexpectedly hot guy named Luigi.
That was weird.
Yeah, but anyway, turns out he's a big
Hello?
Among Us player. Like,
oh my god.
So like
Yeah.
all these fucking news outlets have been going on about like he must have killed the guy because he played Among Us, you know. It's just like, bruh.
What would lead a person to assume that? Like,
So,
what?
well, it's funny though because like I watch a lot of Among Us content on YouTube, so I'm watching all these people who play Among Us like on YouTube and Twitch, and they're like they're like, we're playing Among Us, CEOs be very afraid. You know, just
Would you be judgmental if I said that I used to do the same?
oh man, no, it's like it's fun watching people play Among Us, especially when they're really funny personalities that bounce off of each other really well. But yeah, just it's just funny, like because they do this like every fucking time, like when from the first freaking school shooters, oh, they played Doom and they had like maps where they were planning out the school, like they had the school mapped into their game, or whatever, like they had the mod set up with it's like, oh my gosh, can you just can you just stop and think for 1 second that maybe they just used whatever tools they had to help them plan what they were going to do, you know?
Right.
Like, can you maybe just accept that particular fact, Like, and then the freaking, just, I don't know, for a while, the media was doing a really, really good job of not giving these people the time of day, you know? I mean, we have literally like at least one school shooting every day on average. And most of them you never hear about, you know, and that's it's sad that it's that common that it's no longer news, but it's also one of those things where that's a key motivator for a lot of these people is the notoriety. They a lot of these guys will get on like message boards and they will sit there and talk about you know, oh, I'm gonna kill this many people because that'll make that'll make me the record holder or whatever. Like like it's a contest, to see who could be the worst dick of all time, you know, and that's their whole motivation, like. Some of these school shooters, they're not trying to they're not just lashing out because they're being bullied or whatever. They're literally just going off because they want to be famous or infamous, And
Yeah,
when these media outlets get on the news and they start telling you everything about this person that they could dig up, and and showing their picture and reading from their diary and their manifesto and all this other stuff, that's what they wanted. Like that was the goal, and you are giving it to them, even if they're dead. They still got what they want, and people who have similar mindsets that want the same thing look at that and say, oh, well, if he did that, then I have to do even worse on when I do mine, that to get noticed, like. So it's something where it creates this self-perpetuating system where it makes the motive and identity of the shooter the centerpiece of the media coverage instead of just condemning the act and, you know, I don't know. It's one of those things where they were doing such a good job of keeping the names and the faces off of the news when stuff like that happened, and then somebody tried to assassinate Donald Trump. And like from that, like he tried to assassinate Donald Trump, and then suddenly everybody in the goddamn world knew who he was. You know, like it's just. You know, could you stop giving these people what they want? Could you stop? You know, just there was a guy who burned down a very, very large, very important temple back in Roman times, right? Mm-hmm. And and he did it because he wanted the notoriety, right? So the emperor at the time basically forbade any mention of him in any historical texts. And to this day, we still know who the fuck that guy was. You know?
Right.
His decree didn't matter for shit. Like, it's like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like the guy became infamous after, and to where people still know who he is 2,000 years fucking later, you know, or 1,000. I don't know how many 100 years later, but it's still it's a lot, you know. But yeah, just I can't. I can't stress enough how much the media contributes to the mass shooting problem we have in this country. I know that they're not the only thing, like, 'cause there's people who are committing mass shootings because they feel bullied or whatever, but there's a lot of these guys that are just doing it for the notoriety, and if you stop giving them that, they will stop doing it. They will come up with some other way to be infamous or famous, Like there are some people who just want to be famous no matter the cost, and some of those people you really have to watch,
Yeah, or look out for, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You need to kind of be like, hey, maybe don't let Skippy near a firearm, like.
Right.
But
Skippy.
I mean, I'm just saying, like the
Happy Little Drink Friend was something else, man. I fucking love Skippy. He's amazing.
Oh man.
In a way that he's like edgy, dark, and brutal.
Jeez. Oh man. Well, I think I got quite a bit done today.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Things are looking pretty nice over here. So yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and end off the stream here. Crap, I did that wrong. Anyway, I want to thank everybody so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. We will be back to do this again next week, so look forward to that. And of course, as always, I do hope everybody has a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You can subscribe. 3 cookies are available for everyone. Like the zebras ate them all. The zebras ate them all. videos after this. It'll be great if you're new to the channel. There's hours of content to watch. If you've been here a while, you'll be super nostalgic. It's a win-win situation. Do these even count as lyrics? I guess anything does if you sing it.
What does that have to do with anything?
No, he's got a point.